So now we will discuss about measure to correct the deficit demand. Measure to correct the deficit demand means during the situation of deficit demand, the level of aggregate demand in the economy is lesser than the full employment level of output. It happens due to decrease in more money supply. Means when the availability of the money is less in the market. Okay, the availability of credit, you can say. The measures adopted to control the deficit demand are just the opposite of the measures used in the excess demand. Like a reasons, the measures are also just opposite to each other. Like increase in the government spending, in the excess demand, what are the measures? We have to decrease in the government expenditures here, government spending. Now they have to increase the government spending. So what happened? It is also a part of fiscal policy. Government incurs expenditure on infrastructure and administrative activities. Due to this deficient demand, the government should increase the expenditure on the public works like construction on road, flyovers, building, etc., with the view of provide additional income to the people. What happened in the corona? You know about that. The situation, you will say, take the current situation. What happened when the workers, when the laborers was moving from one state to another? So many laborers are moving to their houses. Means many of the people are coming from the UP, Bihar to the MP, from Maharashtra to UP or to Bihar. So what happened when they move to their hometown? Likewise, that one of the you can say, take one example, that one of the 10 of the yeah, workers come from the labor come from the uh, Maharashtra to MP. Now already there is a very less. This is a time, at this time there is a under employment situation is going on there. But those workers are coming from the other states. They need required money. They need food from for their family. So what happened? The government started the construction work, so the other people, those labor are getting the employment from there for that. So they are just their need demands, their needs will be fulfilled. So this is the thing, that increase in the government spending, decreases in the tax, that is not done by the government. They have increasing the tax, or either the taxes are remain same. But when the deficit demand is there, so this is one of the measures that government decreases the taxes. During the deficit demand, government reduces the rates of taxes and even the abolish some of the taxes. It rises the purchase power of the people due to increasing in the disposable income. People are able to spend more on consumption and investment. It rises the level of the aggregate demand and helps to control the situation. Increase in money supply and the availability in the market credit. During deflationary situation, the central bank aims to ensure easy availability of credit and reducing the cost of borrowing money through the monetary policy. Two major instruments, qualitative and quantitative, are made, taken by the government. So qualitative means decrease in the bank rate. Bank rate is the rate at which the central bank lends money to the commercial bank to meet their long-term needs. So during deficiency demand, the central bank reduces the bank rate in order to expand the credit. It leads to fall in the market of the interest, and which induce the people to borrow the more funds. Ultimately, the situation will be handled. Next is open market operations. Open market operations refers to a sale and purchase of security in the open market by the central bank. It directly influences the level of the money supply in the economy. During deficiency demand, the central bank start purchasing securities from the open market. It increases the money supply and enhance the purchase power capacity and increasing the level of the aggregate demand in the economy. Next, a decrease in the legal reserve ratio, LLR. Commercial banks are obliged to maintain the legal reserve ratio. Decrease in such reserve helps the rise in availability of the credit. There are two components of the legal reserve ratio: cash reserve ratio or statutory liquidity ratio. So to correct the deficit demand, central bank decreases the CRR and SLR. It increases the amount of efficient cash sources of commercial bank and enhance their crediting power. It will rise the level of borrowing and help them minimize the deficit gap or demand. Now the qualitative instrument: decrease in the marginal requirement. Margin requirement refers to difference between the market value of security offers and the value of amount lent. During deficient demand, central bank reduce the margin, which enhance the credit creating power of bank. With decrease in margin, commercial banks can grant more loans than before. Again, the same of the security. Now, the moral cessation advice to encourage the lending is the combination of the persuasion and pressure that central bank applies on the other banks in order to get them act in a manner in line with its policy. During deficiency demand, the central bank advise, request, and pursued the commercial bank to encourage the credit. It helps to write the availability of credit and aggregate demand. Last is the selective credit controls. So it refers to the method in which the central bank gives direction to other bank to give or not to give credit for certain purpose to particular sector. During the deficit demand, the central bank withdraws the rationing of credit and make efforts to encourage the credit. So why they are doing this? Because they want that money will be supplying the market. So it will just deficit demand will be move away from there. Then the whole circle will work properly. One more thing I want to say about excess and deficit demand in the three sectors economy also there. In the three sector economy with the household, firms and government, excess demand is a sum total of consumption, investment in government expenditure. With introduction of the government sector, a new AD1 is lies above old AD1 curve. So for the simplicity, is it assumed that government expenditure is a constant amount. Okay, so that is why it was increasing. So next discuss about the deficient demand here and remedy to excess demand. So to correct this problem, the thing is that when the excess demand is there, we have to control the money, and when the deficit demand is there, so we have to release the money in the economy. So the thing is going to be balanced. So overall, the thing is going to be balanced. So these are the things we have learned in this chapter about